The immunization rules engine has been updated to include the logic for the minimum interval between doses recommended by the CDC. A 4 days grace period from the minimum age interval has been used when determining the dose validity. Vaccines administered prior to this minimal interval between doses will be flagged as exception rules based on the rules engine logic. The system has also been updated to allow users to manually flag a vaccine dose as exception user. You have the option to override both system and user exceptions. In order to use this new feature, you must enable the vaccine dose validation option. We're currently viewing the Hep B immunization for a 5-month-old girl. Notice the third dose of Hep B was given 3 days before she turned 6 months old, the recommended age, and the system marked the Hep B as current. Next, let's take a look at the system exception flag. We're viewing the Hep B immunization information for a 5-month-old boy. He had his third dose 3 weeks before he reached 6 months. The system flags the exception rules. If you point to the flag, the system displays the expected date for the vaccine. The engine uses a calculation of minimum ranges between doses for validation. Dose 3 is not recommended until the patient is 24 weeks old. The exact 24-week date from his date of birth is earlier than the patient's age of 6 months, and that date is August 16th, which is the expected date for dose 3 to be given. With a 4-day grace period applied to that, if dose 3 is given between August 12th to 16th, the system will take it without the exception rules warning. Since August 11th is beyond the 4-day grace period, the exception rules warning displays. You have the option to override the exception by right-clicking the flag, and I'll do that for you. Select Override Exception. To confirm, click Yes. Notice the flag is now removed. Next, let's flag a user exception for a patient. We're viewing the Hep A and Hep B immunization for Ms. Hudson. To mark the third dose as invalid, you'd right-click the dose, which I'll do for you. Select Mark as Exception. To confirm, click Yes. Because this is the Twin-Rix vaccine, both Hep A and Hep B are marked as user exception. A new option has been added to filters to allow you to hide exceptions. Click the Filters drop-down arrow. Select Hide Exception. The vaccines marked as exception are now hidden. To cancel the filter and display all vaccines, simply click the Filters drop-down arrow and deselect the Marked as Exception option. If you order a vaccine too soon, the warning messages will display along with the minimum age interval details. Let's order Hep A for Ms. Hudson. Click the New Order button. Select the Hep A checkbox. The message warns you that the recommended minimum interval between dose 2 and 3 has not elapsed for Hep A, and the previous dose vaccine details display here. You should now know how to enable the vaccine dose validation option and the rules updated for the minimum interval between doses recommended by the CDC.